We should light it.
Excellent idea.
Well, go on.
For me.
Season 4 of Bridgerton is shaping up to be a pivotal chapter in the beloved Netflix series. Fans of the original book series by Julia Quinn will recognize that the show has chosen to shuffle the order of the siblings' love stories. Rather than moving chronologically through the books, Netflix opted to skip over Benedict's tale, An Offer from a Gentleman, and instead focus on Colin Bridgerton's long-awaited romance with Penelope Featherington in Season 3. That decision added fuel to the already fiery anticipation around Benedict's story. And now, with Season 4 finally circling back to him, expectations are sky-high. Benedict's story in the books is essentially a Cinderella-style romance. His love interest, Sophie Beckett, is the illegitimate daughter of an earl who finds herself working as a servant after her cruel stepmother casts her out. She sneaks into a masquerade ball hosted by the Bridgertons, shares a magical night with Benedict, and vanishes before the clock strikes midnight. Of course, he becomes obsessed with finding the mysterious woman he danced with. In the books, their reunion is filled with tension, longing, and a fairy tale sense of fate. However, Bridgerton the series has never followed the source material to the letter, and it likely won't start now. Netflix has shown a clear interest in adding more spice, social commentary, and modern sensibilities to Quinn's original tales. One way they might do that is by digging deeper into Benedict's romantic and sexual past before bringing in Sophie. We've already seen glimpses of Benedict as the most free-spirited and artistically inclined Bridgerton. He's explored the bohemian side of London, dabbled in unconventional relationships, and consistently challenged the rigid roles that society expects of a second son. So if Netflix wants to spice things up, they could choose to expose Benedict's previous relationships, including possible liaisons with men or non-binary individuals, before pairing him with Sophie. That potential twist wouldn't be out of left field either. The show has hinted at Benedict's fluidity, especially through his interactions with other characters in the art world, such as the charming and mysterious Henry Granville. Though their relationship was left ambiguous in earlier seasons, fans have long speculated that Benedict could be portrayed as bisexual or pansexual in the series. If the show decides to make this explicit, Season 4 can end up being not only a romance, but also a social commentary on the hidden lives of queer individuals during the Regency era. If Benedict's love life becomes public knowledge, especially if it includes relationships with men, the social repercussions within the ton could be explosive. The dark side of high society would be on full display: gossip, judgment, and thinly veiled scandal. We've seen how quickly the nobility can turn on its own when faced with deviation from the norm. Benedict might find himself the subject of public scrutiny, whispered about in drawing rooms, and judged by people who once saw him as the charming, harmless second son of a powerful family. However, this potential scandal could also be a source of strength for Benedict. Unlike some of his siblings, Benedict has never been obsessed with maintaining his place in society's hierarchy. He values freedom, creativity, and authenticity. If he is forced to confront the public eye due to his past relationships, it might make his eventual love story with Sophie even more powerful. Perhaps she too is judged for her background as a servant, and the two find common ground not only in their romantic bond, but also in their shared experience of being othered by society. There's also the chance that Netflix will use Season 4 to tackle themes of classism, privilege, and self-discovery more directly. If Benedict's story includes an exploration of both his sexuality and his sense of purpose beyond the Bridgerton name, then we're in for one of the richest and most layered seasons yet. His journey could reflect the internal conflict of a man torn between societal expectations and the pursuit of a life that feels true to who he is. And let's not forget Lady Whistledown, because if anyone's going to drag Benedict's secrets into the light, it's her. If she catches wind of a former relationship or sees him in a compromising situation, the resulting scandal could ripple across the entire social landscape. It would force the Bridgertons to rally behind their son and brother in a very public way, revealing who truly supports him and who prefers to cling to convention. Benedict's love story is technically supposed to come next, based on the book order. His romance is front and center in An Offer from a Gentleman, the third Bridgerton book by Julia Quinn. But Netflix decided to mix things up and skip over his turn, jumping straight to Colin and Penelope's story instead, which actually comes fourth in the series. So now, the show is circling back to Benedict for Season 4, finally giving him his spotlight and introducing us to his love interest, Sophie Beck. Even though Benedict is stepping into the romantic lead this time, Bridgerton doesn't just focus on one relationship. There are always other plot lines going on, and this season looks like it's bringing back one of the show's most loved friendships, Penelope and Eloise. From the first look photos Netflix dropped, fans spotted a heartwarming moment. Eloise and Penelope arm in arm, strolling down the street. Penelope is smiling, and Eloise looks pretty shocked, but in a sweet way. It's a big deal because these two had a major fallout after Eloise discovered Penelope was actually Lady Whistledown back in Season 2. Their friendship had been frosty for a while, even through most of Season 3, so seeing them walk together again is a major relief. According to showrunner Jess Brownell, Penelope and Eloise will be more bonded than ever in Season 4, which is great news for fans who miss their dynamic. As fun as the romance plots are, the friendships in Bridgerton really give the show depth and heart. So it's good to know that this core relationship is back on track. Season 4 also brings back a stacked cast. Luke Thompson returns as Benedict, and Yaren Ha steps in as Sophie. There's also Jonathan Bailey as Anthony, Simone Ashley as Kate, Adjoa Ando as Lady Danbury, and of course, Nicola Coughlan as Penelope. Pretty much the whole Bridgerton gang is returning, except for one noticeable absence: Daphne. Phoebe Dynavor's character hasn't been around since Season 2, and her absence is starting to feel strange, especially now that big moments like Francesca's and Colin's weddings have come and gone without her. What makes it even weirder is that Hannah Dodd, who now plays Francesca, has never even shared a scene with Dynavor. Fans on Reddit have pointed out how similar the two actresses look, so it's kind of a missed opportunity that they haven't had any on-screen moments together. So while Benedict's romance with Sophie is expected to be the heart of the season, there's room for the show to dive deeper into his personal struggles too. Whether or not Daphne returns, and no matter how Francesca's story evolves, Season 4 has a lot of emotional ground to cover, and from the looks of it, it's going to be worth the wait. And that's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.